Now, have you ever made spaghetti trees before in Behavior Designer? I know I have. In fact, I'll show you too. I was trying to make these super modular trees that allowed you to do so much that we'd have modular components in case we wanted to make things reusable. We had options that would let you either switch between patrolling or wandering. We had options that, could be reused for later. In fact, we were building out an entire component library in case we wanted to reuse these things later. However, it did make a lot of the trees very large and a bit of a challenge to start using them. One thing that we're very thankful for is stacking. So in Behavior Designer Pro, it gives us the option to use stacking so that it can make some of our trees a lot cleaner. Now, what is stacking? Stacking means that you can use a single node and assign multiple actions to it or multiple components to it onto the exact same node. This is great because it just makes the tree so much readable and easier to deal with. Now, I wanted to show a quick example where this red capsule is going to move over to the white sphere, and I have a behavior tree example already set up. The first node in the behavior tree example is NPC approach, which is going to move the target from its current position all the way to the white node. The second node is it's going to set the distance value, and that's something so we could actually see inside the graph editor. And finally, the last node is a conditional, which is going to check, hey, have we reached the destination? Have we only return success if we are less than a certain destination. Now, what I want to do in this example is I want to convert the color from red to blue once we have reached the destination, hence the conditional. So what I'm doing here is I'm doing a quick script called NPC reached that's going to change the color of the node from red to blue once we have reached the destination, and that's it. That's all we're going to do. And also to note, this is an action script within Obsive. Also, I want to show you the distance script because it's not normal, so it's something that I made, and that is checking the distance between itself and the target. And if it's within a certain set of units, in this example it was 2 unity units, then it's going to pass the conditional. Now, in order to test this, I'm going to add the NPC reach node as to the behavior draft, and I'm also going to add a log statement. So this is so we have 2 actions, and inside the log statement I'm writing we have reached our target. So it's going to change it to blue, and we're going to reach our target. Now I'm running the example again after making the material assignment. So we can see that the capsule is moving from its destination to a target, and that the capsule is changing blue, and we can see the behavior nodes reacting accordingly. Now we have a little bit of extra nodes here, so what we're going to do is convert the log into a stack and add our log statement over to the stacked action. So now both actions are stacked and set to execute, and we don't need the second node anymore. So we can safely disable the second node and start the project again and try to run it just real quick in order to test. And what we're going to see is that the test is going to be successful. It's going to convert to blue, and you can see at the very bottom left that it's printing the log statement. We have reached our target. Now, since we know that that's working successfully, does this also work for conditionals? And yes, it does. So in this example, we're doing the exact same thing for the conditional. We just moved the conditional distance lesser than target object over to the distance value and disabled our original. So now we have 2 disabled nodes, and we have 2 sets of stacks, a stack of conditionals and a stack of actions. Now when we hit play again, you were able to see that, oh, this is still working exactly as expected. It passed the conditional, it was able to execute the actions, and now we're able to clean up the extra clutter and make the tree even simpler, so it makes it much more easier to read. And here we can see that the example is still working successfully without any issues. That's one of the greatest things about stacking, that it helps you make a lot cleaner designs based on what you're working with Behavior Designer. So whether you like to compound a lot of things together or like to make modular bits of code and just stick them into individual nodes, it works for you either way. And I really like this approach because you can make those modular pieces of code, whereas in the old one you could do the same thing, but now you had like a lot more bloated trees. Again, this could have been a non-issue for a lot of people, but for me, I'd like to make very small maintainable pieces of code, and it was something that I always had to weigh back and forth on. I hope this video helped you out with preventing spaghetti trees. And if it did, why not give it a like and subscribe? I'll have more content for you and a lot more Unity tips coming. Until next time.